which is an American physicist, has given a rule or a mathematical formula which shows the relationship between degrees of freedom, phases and components of the chemical systems. This particular mathematical formula is known as Gibbs phase rule. So we have seen the applications of phase rule. Along with that, we have seen that what is a phase. So depending upon phase, we can have two different kinds of systems. Number one, which is a homogeneous system, and number two, which is heterogeneous system. How can we define it? So depending upon the types of phases which are present in a chemical system, we can define it as a homogeneous system or a heterogeneous system. So how it is possible? Here we have different types of phases. Likewise, we can have one phase system. Liquid water is best example of it. We can have two phase system. We can have three phase system. So let's understand it by using the examples. So here, first one is one phase system. How can we denote it? So we can denote it using capital P, which can be written as P is equal to 1. So all the pure substances are known as one phase system. Like liquid water, a one phase system. Any pure substance is a one phase system because their physical properties and chemical properties remain same throughout the system, and because of it they are much more preferred as one phase systems. Now, a pure substance like solid, liquid or gas made of one chemical species only, which is considered as one phase system, right? As I said you earlier also. So ice which is present in one block or in many places, it is considered as one phase. Why is it so? Because either it is present as a one block or either it is present in different parts, although the chemical properties and the physical properties remain same. Because of it, it is referred as one phase system. Although if it is converted into liquid water, then the phases will be changed. And because of it, the type of the phase system also changes. So you have to understand it here properly. Okay? Now, let's take a look at another one, which is a two-phase system. What do you understand by two-phase system? So, a mixture of two non-miscible liquids which are on standing forms two different layers or two separate layers, hence a mixture of chloroform and water combines together to form a two-phase system, and they constitute the two-phase system. Okay? Now, oil in water is another example. As we all know that oil and water has different chemical structure, even they have different physical properties, so both of them are not having same chemical and physical properties throughout, and because of it, it is referred as two-phase system, right? So you have to understand it here that two different kinds of chemical species, when came into contact with each other, they forms a two-phase system. Now, let's take a look at three-phase system. Three-phase system is denoted by capital P is equal to 3. That means the value of P becomes 3 here. The water system, which consists of ice in contact with liquid water, or I should say a normal water, and in contact with a water vapor, is considered as three-phase system. Now, understood it here properly, that we have ice, which is solid in nature. We have normal liquid water, which has liquidity or which has a physical form which is liquid. And we have third one, which is ice, which is vapor. So what we have? Solid in contact with liquid in contact with gas. So here you can understand it here that we have three different phases came into contact with each other, and because of it, it is known as three-phase system. Okay. These are the best examples of it. We can have 4-phase system also. We can have 5-phase, 6-phase, 7 phases. The number of different systems. It may be possible that they have chemical properties same throughout, but if their physical property changes, then you have to understand that they will know as, or they will be known as, different phase systems. This is a must requirement to consider it as a phase system. Okay? Now, let's begin with the new one, which is components. In phase rule, which is defined as capital F is equal to C minus P plus 2. Capital C is known as components. Right? Now, the term component can be defined as, the definition can be written as the least number of independent chemical constituents in terms of which the composition of every phase can be expressed by means of a chemical equation. Right? A component capital C in the phase rule equation stands for the number of components of a system in equilibrium. Right? Understood it properly? What we will have here is the least number of independent chemical constituents in terms of which the composition of each and every phase can be expressed by means of a chemical equation. That is known as a component. Okay, so let's understood it here that how it can be written and what are the examples of a components. Right? Let's begin with the first example. Which example we have here is water and sulfur system. Now, water and sulfur system are considered as one component system. Why is it so? Understood it here properly here. Okay. So, water system has 3 different phases. The composition of all the 3 phases is expressed in terms of one chemical individual or one individual chemical species, which is H2O, so that the water system is known as one component system. If the phases change, like we have solid, liquid and gas, but the chemical species remain same, and because of it, it is known as one component system. The component with which it will be made is remain same here, so that we will refer it as a one component system. Okay. Similar way, let's understood how the sulfur system is known as one component system. For sulfur system, we have different 4 phases. First one, rhombic sulfur. Second one, monoclinic sulfur. Third one, sulfur liquid. And last one, sulfur vapor. Now, 4 different phases are there. SR, SM, SL and SV. But in all the kinds of 4 different phases, the chemical species with which they are made, that is sulfur, remains same. So, it is known as one component 4-phase system. Don't consider even if the phases, then also it is known as only one component system. Right? Now let's take and look at how the 2 component system looks like. So we have a particular kind of any 2 different system, any 2 different chemical species in contact with each other. Like chloroform is in contact with water or oil is in contact with water. It is 2 component system. Why is it so? Because the chemical species are actually different. And if the chemical species changes, the components also change. Now, let's take a look at the next point, which is degrees of freedom. Right? How we can define it? Degrees of freedom is the first term which we can see in our Gibbs phase rule, which is that When we write capital F is equal to C minus P plus 2, what will be here? We can see capital F. This capital F is degrees of freedom, right? Let's take a look at its definition. The least number of variable factors. Understood it? Which are the variable factors? It can be a concentration, it can be pressure, it can be a temperature, which must be specified so that the remaining variables are fixed automatically and the system is completely defined. Okay? This is degrees of freedom, right? Denoted by capital F. Now, let's understood that which are the different kinds of types of it. So, the system with capital F is equal to 0 having no degrees of freedom, like ice in contact with water, in contact with vapor. Second is capital F is equal to 1 when it is possible. It is 1 degrees of freedom. So, water in contact with water vapor. That is an example of it. The third one is a system with capital F is equal to 2, a pure gas, right, in which the degrees of freedom are 2. This is it. We will see our next topic in our next session. Thank you so much, everyone.